Billy Red Lyons here once again for Maple Leaf Wrestling and with all the stars of the World Wrestling Federation. And we'll be going back into the ring in just a moment, but before we do, I want to take this opportunity to thank all our fans out there from St. John's, Newfoundland, all the way over to Vancouver, BC, for all the cards and letters that we've been receiving from you. And to remind you that if there are any of you out there who will have any other comments to make about Maple Leaf Wrestling or certain stars of the World Wrestling Federation you'd like to inquire about, you can do so by writing to Maple Leaf Wrestling, care of Maple Leaf Gardens, Toronto, Canada, M5B 1L1. We'd enjoy hearing from you. But now, let's bring in the cream of the crop. The menace from Venice Beach, California, the world heavyweight champion.
Whoa, Billy Red, you know, I've been looking around Canada, and I'm thinking about buying some property, man. You know, I'm thinking about homesteading here, Daddy, because the trips are too far from Venice Beach, California, and the reason I want a homestead is because of the love affair that's going down here, man. With me in Canada, Hulkamania running wild, I'm going to build me a home right in the center of all of Canada. That way, I can take my private Learjet with the 24-inch pythons hanging out the cockpit, and I won't be too far away from home because Canada will be my home then.
Well, we'd love to have you up here, Hulk, and like you said, you know, you have a love affair going with the fans. Well, let's face it, not only here in Canada, but everywhere you go, because you are their favorite. You're their champion. And let's face it, Hulk, it's getting hotter all the time. The heat is on you. Everybody's after you. They're all trying to knock you off the top of that pole.
Well, you know, I know all about the competition in Canada. And yes, this WWF World title, this is all of Canada's belt. But the thing is, man, I'm not worried about all that, Daddy, because whenever I step in the ring in Canada, whichever town I'm in, all those people are running wild with Hulkamania. And when I step in that ring, Daddy, I get that extra energy. The pythons get pumped. You see the eye of the tiger, the eye of the Hulkster, that is, and there's no stopping me. But before I climb that ring, man, when you're driving down the interstate, going to the arena, I don't want you flipping out when you see that big shadow hovering over the city. That's not a 747 coming in for a crash landing, Daddy. That's just the 24-inch pythons hanging out the cockpit, man. They're just hanging out the cockpit, so don't panic, man. Just go on to the arena, and that big shadow will hover overhead. And when I climb in that ring, all of Canada, get ready, Daddy, and the #1 contender, whoever that may be, because what you gonna do when the 24-inch pythons and the Hulksters run wild on you?
Don't go away. We'll be right back.